Good Thursday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn. We're going to take an in-depth look at the next 7 days and also look at not only the local forecast, but also what we think is going to happen in the tropics. So quiet weather conditions after the big storms that we had, especially here in the Triangle. Had some wind gusts of nearly around 60 miles an hour in Orange County yesterday with those storms. And when you have a cluster of strong to severe thunderstorms, the next day usually is quiet, not all the time, but kind of thought that's what's going to be the case. That's why I lowered chances for rain today only to a 10%, and we didn't even get that today. And now we're looking at clear skies up in the lakes area. This view of Jasper, courtesy of Pervalis, part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. 6 years ago tonight, into early in the morning, we saw a fire hose, an extreme training event of tropical rainfall emanating from around Intercontinental Airport, Devers, Fannett, and on into Beaumont and into Mid-County. That went on for hours after hours after hours. Incredible flooding happened because of Imelda during the 18th and 19th. Now, we had rain, don't get me wrong, before that, but I think the extreme event really was tonight and into tomorrow morning 6 years ago. That's where people were stuck southwest of Beaumont along Interstate 10, was basically closed down over towards Fannett and Winnie, and people stuck on the roads there because of that flooding. Fannett picked up what? 31 inches within 12 hours. Man-made structures can't handle that kind of rainfall. And this was the 8th wettest tropical cyclone, obviously behind Harvey that struck in 2017 to ever strike the U.S. So not the happiest of anniversaries, obviously. In your weather headlines, it looks like it's going to be hot, humid, and mainly dry coming up tomorrow. Maybe an isolated storm coming up on Saturday, but low chances. Scattered showers and storms are expected Sunday and Monday, so we're talking about a 30% coverage both days. And afternoon high temperatures slowly coming down. A front will come in Tuesday night, so we expect scattered to maybe numerous showers and thunderstorms late Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening as the front comes through. Behind the front, I don't think we're going to clear out. In fact, I think we're going to be cloudy to mostly cloudy coming up as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, and that will knock temperatures down in the afternoons because of the threat of a few showers Wednesday morning, but mainly because of the cloud cover and a west to northwest wind flow. So lower temperatures are expected as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday. This is some great news. As long as we continue to get these fronts in, tropics look good. So in your allergy report, let's see, tree pollen is lower today compared to yesterday. We're down to from moderate to low levels. Weed pollen still remaining high because of ragweed. Grass pollen is lower compared to yesterday's moderate levels. And mold is up quite substantially because of, let's see, yesterday we were at moderate, now we're at high levels. So tomorrow, not going to go any rain here in the Triangle. We'll go 93 with light southeast winds developing under partly cloudy skies. See what modeling shows. Yeah, it doesn't show much, but it does show isolated showers across southeast Texas. I like a little hotter temperatures. We've got some drier air filtering into tomorrow, so that will make it easier to get to that 93 degrees, 92, 93, very common in the Triangle tomorrow, under partly cloudy skies. So what will the lakes area see? Well, we think mid-90s, maybe an isolated late day shower thunderstorm. I'm just not buying this 10% coverage in the morning, just not happening. Modeling says no. I think late tomorrow afternoon or evening, we'll have to watch off towards the north. We have a front that's moving through North Texas, and some storms are going to be guided down from the northwest across East Texas. It's unclear on how far those will get. May not reach the lakes area, but I think it warrants at least a 10% coverage of showers and storms up in the lakes area late tomorrow afternoon. So that's your forecast for tomorrow. High temperatures, notice how they slide down as we head towards Monday. Again, normally this time of year we should see 89, so we're 4 degrees above that tomorrow. By Monday and Tuesday, closer to normal, but still above normal, near 90 degrees. The front comes in Tuesday night, And look at how those temperatures coming on down into the mid to upper 80s Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So I don't expect any rain tomorrow. Saturday, maybe a 10% coverage. Sunday and Monday, we'll go with a 30% coverage. Now, I have a 40% coverage during the day on Tuesday, but we'll go that 60 to 70% coverage coming up Tuesday night with the front. And this 30% on Wednesday morning, that's light stuff. Some leftovers behind the front with drier weather by next Thursday. I think we'll see closer to normal rainfall over the next 7 days in spots, not everybody. Not buying this quarter of an inch or less through the next 7 days. I think a lot of the area will see, a lot of this is going to be falling as we head towards Tuesday night. I think Tuesday night will be the best chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. An inch, maybe 2 inches coming up. So after that, rain chances will be going down. So taking a look at the last 6 hours, saw a partly cloudy day across southeast Texas. Isolated thunder showers up towards the lakes area in Tyler County. Now, they didn't see any rain last night. Isn't that interesting? Very limited activity along the sea breeze today. Current temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Look at the sea breeze, very anemic today because of easterly winds. Easterly winds. Remember, that is not very conducive to a strong sea breeze. If you have southeasterly winds, more perpendicular to the coastline, that causes lift. And that creates better thunderstorm activity along the sea breeze that is then pushed on off to the north. Today, with an easterly wind, the winds are perpendicular to the coastline, so you don't get a very strong sea breeze, and most of it is shoved off towards the west over towards Houston. Fascinating, isn't it? Lived here all my life and still learn something every day. All right, so here's the deal. We're watching a front in the North Texas, and this front, because of the northwest flow in the upper levels, which I'll show you now. The northwest flow, see, there's the disturbance. That front in North Texas is being guided by this trough of low pressure. So that front is going to be a little closer to our area. I don't think it'll reach us, but if we get any thunderstorm activity up towards Dallas and that way, it could head towards the lakes area tomorrow evening, because I don't expect anything here in the triangle because the air is going to be drying out, especially just above the surface. Yeah, we've got moisture at the surface, but in the lower and middle levels above the surface, the atmosphere is drying. So that's why I don't expect much tomorrow here in the triangle. Could get some thunderstorms just clipping the lakes area tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening late. Otherwise, tonight looks quiet. Now, there could be some fog in outlying areas across southeast Texas. Not so much in the cities. We'll go with temperatures dropping into the upper 60s to around 71-ish up in the lakes. I think we could see lower and middle 70s here in the triangle. A lot of this is high-level cloudiness. And then tomorrow, we'll go with mainly dry conditions here in the triangle with highs low to mid-90s. And you can see there are thunderstorms off to the north and west. They look like they will fall apart before reaching our area. At least that's kind of what we're thinking. Better dynamics, a little more moisture off to the north. So as the thunderstorms come down, they run into drier air in the lower and middle layers of the atmosphere, and that zaps their energy. So that's kind of what we're thinking. So there's the trough. Notice we have a ridge of high pressure over southwest Texas, okay? Notice the northwest flow also. So what we're going to be watching is disturbances coming through the southern and central plains that will break down this ridge of high pressure. Watch it go bye-bye. Here comes a disturbance. Notice another disturbance. The ridge breaks down. This trough of low pressure is certainly a pattern change, and it will bring a cold front to our area as we work on into Tuesday night. But because this is not going to be moving out very quickly, and we still have disturbances, those are what those red blotches are. They create lift in the atmosphere, and we'll have moisture over the area. We don't think we're going to clear out as we head towards, say, Wednesday and Thursday. Some modeling is showing that, but I just don't believe it based on experience that I've seen with these upper level lows. So it looks like it will cool down a bit as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday. Sounds like a little bit of fall weather back in the forecast. Now, I don't expect it to be as strong. The other thing is, look at the shear in the atmosphere in the Northwest Gulf. Through the next 7 to 10 days, it is shut down, tropically speaking, in the Northwest Gulf. Now, there is an outside chance that we could see something in the Eastern Gulf, but not coming here, not with this kind of shear. If you do try to get anything coming out of the Caribbean, guess which way it's going to go? East of New Orleans, over towards FLA, USA. I think that's a low chance because I've been looking at ensemble modeling, and for the next 2 weeks, I don't see much. That would take us to the 2nd or 3rd of October. So some AI modeling, which I'm not sold on, I don't think it's doing a good job this year, do try to bring it into the Northwest Gulf. I don't see that happening with this kind of flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere and ridging as we head towards that time period. So I think we're in good shape at least through the end of the month. In the tropics, little flare up of shower and thunderstorm activity here, nothing to be worried about. What's happening? We got northwest shear, right? So nothing is expected to develop out of that. And then here over off the Yucatan towards Miami, which way is it going? That way, right? So that's because of that trough of low pressure. So we're looking fantastic in the Gulf. Caribbean, let's see, still have a little bit of low pressure in the upper levels, it looks like, and dry air. Look at the cloud-free zone and through the central and eastern Caribbean. And then, of course, this is Gabby. Gabby is not a very impressive storm. Hurricane Center seems to think it'll become a hurricane. I'm not convinced on that. Regardless, guess which way it's going? Not towards the Gulf. Now, as far as this disturbance coming off the west coast of Africa, everything I've seen takes this, if it survives, and I'm not convinced that that's going to happen. This could die. Does something like this. So I just think we're in really good shape, at least through the next 7 to 10 days. Otherwise, on the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet. We'll see easterly winds at 5 to 10 knots. Water temperature 89. High tides at 3:45 a.m. and 1:57 p.m. at Sabine Pass. Sunrise 7:01 now. Look at that sunset. 7:16, getting earlier and earlier each afternoon. So tonight we're looking at mostly clear skies. Light southeasterly winds becoming calm. Upper 60s to near 70 in the lakes area. Low to mid 70s in the triangle. Again, outlying areas, not so much the cities. Could see some patchy fog in rural areas. Then for tomorrow, that 10% coverage up in the lakes area. As I said, don't expect much here in the triangle as far as your outdoor forecast. We're looking at temperatures into the low to mid 90s across the board across southeast Texas. Heat indices will be in the lower 90s, and it looks like a very high UV index just shy of 9 with a northeast and southeast wind at 2 to 7 miles an hour. Again, partly cloudy skies are expected. Little, if any, chance of rain. Highs mid 90s in the lakes area. And if we see anything tomorrow night, it'll be coming in from North Texas from the northwest. So again, lakes area could be affected with that if this does materialize. I'm not sure because a lot of modeling says these will likely dissipate before reaching our area. So it looks like a hot, humid end of the week forecast, and that's what's going to be into Saturday, mainly dry. Now, Sunday and Monday, we get a little more moisture, a little more favorable dynamics. That could give us about a 30, maybe 40% coverage with partly cloudy skies both days, but look at the highs coming on down. Tuesday, we'll go with a 60% coverage late, so most of the day should be quiet Tuesday. It's Tuesday night that front will come through, and then the front passes, our winds turn to the northwest, shift to the west and northwest, and we may have some leftovers coming up Wednesday.